George, I have a little story for you, and I wanted to show you this. I'm in a movie called Marty Supreme with Timothy Chalamet, and Gwyneth Paltrow's my wife. I've never acted before, so I'll let the audience and you decide whether I did okay or not, you know. But when they were telling me about the casting, it was set in 1952 New York City. I play a role, Milton Rockwell, richest man in America, brought the ballpoint pen into the country, and I made a royalty on it, which fit me just perfectly. And then they started talking about my wardrobe, and they said, don't worry, Central Casting will give you some watch props. And I said, watch props? What are you talking about? I'm not wearing anybody's watch unless it's mine. They said, well, you're going to have to find watches from 1952
fit the era.
That fit the era, and they have to be authentic if you're going to do it that way. Otherwise, we won't approve them. So we were just going to borrow them from museums and let you wear them, and then we take them back each day. I said, that's not going to happen. So I contacted Patek, to my good friends at Bucherer. Shout out to Andrew Turin. And also, I have a great relationship in Tokyo with Seiko. And I figured, and I talked to the director and the producer and the writers and said, if I'm the richest guy in the world and I'm doing business in Tokyo and New York, I got to have both time zones. So I'm wearing 2 watches. And they said, who wears 2 watches? I said, I wear 2 watches all the time. And I would wear 2 watches, and I'm a vampire, so I actually was Milton Rockwell, and I wore 2 watches. And then I told him they had to have red bands. And he said, who had a red band in 1952? I did, Milton Rockwell.
Right. Yeah.
I convinced them to do it that way.
That's great.
And then I went to work to acquire these pieces. I wanted to own them in my collection before I ever put them in the movies. I purchased this one at a crazy price, I have to admit. And then remarkably, there were so few Seikos that were authentic from 52. The company gifted me this.
Wow.
Which I'm so thankful for, because it became, it's part of the movie. There's elements of the movie that are associated. So on the left-hand side for New York Time was the Patek. This rather unique piece is striking.
Super cool face shape.
Yeah, I mean, and the dial actually has a distorting crown to it, if you can see it.
Yep, the crystal peaks up in the center of the dial.
It makes looking at the watch really interesting. And then the Seiko actually has the Japanese flag. It's very faint because it's been around for so long, but it's there just post-war. And this thing keeps incredible time. It's mind-blowing how accurate it is. It hasn't ever been messed with. It has the original movement inside it. It's beautiful, and I've worn it many.
So I love it. So 2 watches on red bands.
In the movie, and they actually kept Tokyo time on the right, New York time on the left. They're spectacular. They match. I mean, I can't believe how good I look in this.
And where was it filmed?
It was filmed in New York and all around the world, really. But my role was in New York and Tokyo.
Okay.
So I spent 8 months working on it. I hope you like it. But these watches are part of the story, because when I did a scene, I looked at my wrists. I was in 1952, and there were many days we finished shooting where I didn't want to go back to 2025. I wanted to stay in 1952. It was a great time in America. It's really about the American dream. It's, think big. It's a wonderful story. It's like you can't stop watching it. So yeah, and watch for these watches. Thank you, George.
Thank you.
I'm going to give myself a 10 out of 10 for it. That was spectacular. Thank you. Mr. Wonderful here. No one needs a watch, but everybody wants one. Why? Because it marks a moment of time in your life. Many watches appreciate in value over time. That's why I created WonderCare. Want to learn more about insuring your watch? Go to WonderCare.com.